Effective pest control is a multi-step process. Roughly 1 month after the initial service, the quarterly services begin. This video will explain the process of a typical quarterly service with Kindred. After the initial service, it is common for customers to notice a slight increase in pest activity both inside and outside the home. This does not mean that the treatment didn't work. In fact, it actually means the first treatment was successful. Any remaining pests will be eliminated during the customer's first quarterly service. This appointment is scheduled 1 month after the initial service and plays an essential role in the effectiveness of the treatments. During this service, the egg cycle is broken and any pests that have relocated will be targeted and treated as well. The first quarterly service is actually quite similar to the initial treatment. First, the technician will check their appointment notes. Any specific pest issues or concerns the customer has expressed will be mentioned in the appointment notes for the technician. After, the technician will greet the customer at the door to introduce himself or herself. This interaction also gives the technician another opportunity to note any specific pest issues the customer is having. After speaking with the customer, the technician will begin interior treatment, if it has been requested. Like the initial service, all accessible baseboards will be treated, as well as underneath appliances. Any bathroom or bedroom on any floor of the house can be treated, as well as the garage. If the customer wants the attic treated, there must be an attached ladder. Once the interior has been completed, the technician will move on to the exterior portion of the service. To begin, the technician will sweep the eaves to remove any nests or spiderwebs that may have built up after the initial service. Wasp-freeze can be used to treat active nests before they are swept away. After the eaves have been swept, the technician will move on to granulating. The entire front and backyard, the perimeter of the house, and any problem areas are thoroughly treated with the granules. Quarterly granules, or permethrin, are not the same as the initial granules, also known as fipronil. The main difference between the two is initial granules are only to be used once a year and target ants specifically, while quarterly granules can be used once every 3 months. Following granulation, the technician will spray the entire front and backyard with a mixture of bifin and water. The perimeter of the house, 3 feet up the side of the house or trees, and any other problem areas will also be sprayed to soak in the granules and add an additional layer of pest control to the exterior of the home. The technician will also flush out any anthills and generously treat any areas where grass and concrete meet. It is important to note that while produce can be granulated, it is not safe to spray anything that will be consumed with the bifin mixture. After the technician has sprayed the exterior of the home, he or she will return all equipment to the truck and close any gates that were opened during the service. The technician will then return to the door to let the customer know that the service is completed. If home, the customer will sign for the service. If not, the technician will leave a door tag so the customer knows the service has been completed. This concludes the rundown of a normal quarterly service. You should now be able to accurately describe what customers can expect at each of their quarterly appointments.